You know what I thought about? When you talk about, think about the wild, wild west of faith, you can't even start that conversation without saying Dr. Amos Lewis and Z. Annie Lewis. Now that's wild, wild west of faith, I tell you for sure. You know what? When they got there, we started 25 people. You know what? We be up in the choir just to sing it. There was so few people, he had to let the people come out the choir to have somebody to preach to. Had to go down the congregation. We were selling chicken dinner, just selling chicken like chicken was free. Here, I know you did. Let me tell you something. When we got through all those chicken, you see my hand? That's from peeling potatoes. I tell you, I'm scared of potatoes right now. Scared of potato peeler. But you know what he taught us? Not to sell all those chicken dinners. He taught us how to tithe. The principle of tithing and why we should tithe. I can think about that today. And you know the church kept growing because he taught us to love each other, learn how to tithe, and be obedient to God. Now that's how we grew. And we grew, and we grew. And you see what happened today.
I have been a rising star since the beginning. I have known Pastor Lewis for over 40 years. And I have been working in the kitchen quietly, doing the ushering, singing, and other tasks at the church. Pastor Lewis have always been there for me. I love Pastor Lewis and Sister Lewis. Reverend Lewis married both of my daughters, which are still married today. We have been through a lot together, the ups and the downs. But through it all, Pastor Lewis have been an outstanding pastor with an incredible character. I won't say goodbye, but I will say see you later. I love you, Reverend Lewis and Sister Lewis.
But you know what I think about? I think about the deacons at the church. How when Pastor Lewis came, well, it wasn't even Pastor Lewis then. He'd tell you he'd never done a funeral, wedding, baptism, any of that. He came over there just as, didn't know what he told us, the truth. Look, deacons, I really don't know what I'm doing. I remember Brother Grady Mathis, Brother Adams, they tell us, guess what? We don't know what we're doing either. We're gonna learn this thing together and trust God. And that's what they did. But you know what I think really made that work? Pastor Lewis, being a young man, had so much respect for those older men. And they saw his level of respect and treated him accordingly and let him be the pastor, and they just helped him along. But you know that church, it just grew and grew. You know what? We went from one service, then we went to two. Guess what? We ended up having service 7:30, 9:30, and 11:30 service because he was preaching the natural word of God, and that church grew and grew and grew. And he just taught us from the Bible. Everybody wanted to hear that word. He's a good one, I tell you. I'm sure gonna miss him.
Me too. When I became a part of Rising Star, I came at the time when contemporary gospel and traditional gospel were merging, and Pastor Lewis had to find a way to find a medium between those two things. And he was special at doing it because we had a lot of seasoned saints. So what he did was he put Sister Lewis over the male chorus, the missionary choir, and the devotional team. And he put me over the praise team, the adult choir, and the youth choir. And the one thing he did, because I was bent and headstrong about singing what God wanted me to sing, and so I was into Kirk Franklin and the Family and Hezekiah Walker genre. And so when we did sing with the young people, he let me go all out, but he only asked me that I would always sing songs that would resonate in the young people's spirits so that they would love the Lord. And I'll never forget Pastor Lewis for his leadership through that time, because I knew it was a hard time for him. And he took a lot of bullets from me, as I would say. But he did something so special, and I was so happy to be under his leadership. Pastor Lewis will always be my pastor, but more importantly, he will always be my brother and my friend.
Another thing, I remember how Pastor Lewis just always, you know, we had some characters coming there now. I remember when that drunk man came on that back bench there, and everybody looked like, what are you gonna do? You know what he told? Have a seat, sir. Yep. Didn't throw nobody out. You know, some people get upset about that. Not Pastor Lewis. He let him see, said he's supposed to be here today. Guess what? We calmed down too. And just went on and had church. You know, we grew so much. I'll never forget when they decided we need a bigger building. This ain't gonna make it. We got this land over here on 36th Street. We was the laughing stock of Tucson. The sign stayed out there so long. Everybody, when y'all gonna build the church? We gonna build the church. All our friends, when y'all gonna build the church? We kept the faith. I don't care what they said. We was the laughing stock. Were they laughing now? I don't think so. Look what God did, just having faith. I'll never forget. Pastor Lewis marched us from 34th Street. We marched over here to just the land. Just walked around the land like they did in Israel. Just walked around and claimed this territory for God. Pastor Lewis leading us and believing God. And look what God did for us. And nothing like having that faith in God. And a good leader to help us hold on to the dream and believe. What a visionary. What a visionary, I tell you. You know what else I thought about? I thought about the other day. I had a piece of paper and I was gonna put it in the fireplace. And I said, this reminds me of the day, y'all remember the day we burnt that mortgage. Sister Shell was here and Pastor Lewis went outside and the whole congregation went out there and they had it set up. And we set that mortgage on debt free. Not only did he have a vision, he had a way. And he said, if it's God's will, that's God's will. And God took care of us. And now we sit here. They ain't laughing now, are they? We sit here debt free. Well, you know, guess he won't be riding out to the sunset, leaving us. You know what I like about it? Character from A to Z, the both of them praying about every move they make. And I heard Pastor say, and he kept his word. He said, before I leave here, I'll make sure that the new building for the youth, make sure our young people are taken care of, for the youth will be taken care of, paid for. You know, Pastor, they have successfully made it where now we have that $1 million to start our Family Life Center for our youth. And not just the youth. That bill is going to be used to help the community, help people out around here. God is so good. God is so faithful. But just like he always was, true to his character, true to his word, with a praying wife beside him, helping him. Sometimes he'll tell you the truth now. Sometimes his discernment wasn't so good. But Sister Lewis go there, give him that little poke. Hey, Amos, think about that now before you say it. Think about that, Amos, before you do it. I love when he tell the truth on her. Ain't nothing like a good man. Know he got a good woman. That's what I like about it. He tells the truth. He tells many Sunday. Now, Sister Lewis saved y'all from this, what I was going to say. Thank you, Sister Lewis. Well, I just thank God that they're not ending it. They're just riding off to a new sunset. I tell you what, God bless them. They did everything they were supposed to do here. God knows what to do, when to do, and I bow to his will. Hats off to him.
All right.
Yeah.